Are you tired of reading hundreds of resumes to find the one perfect candidate? What if AI could do it for you within seconds? Hi, I'm Alicia, and in this video, I will show you how to build a smart HR assistant using RAG and N8N that can scan resumes from the Google Drive and match them with any job description automatically. Let's save your time, cut your hiring cost, and let AI do the heavy lifting for you. Let's dive in. Today, we will cover the topics: what is RAG, how it works, the real world use cases of a RAG application, the benefits of using a RAG system, and an example workflow that we are going to create using N8N. Now, first, let's consider what is a RAG. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. It is a technique where we use an AI model combined with a knowledge base. In this case, your candidate resumes to generate smart and relevant answers. Think of it like ChatGPT but with a real context. So you ask the RAG system what candidate is the best for a marketing job, and instead of just guessing, the AI reads the actual resumes before answering. This is perfect for HR, customer service, legal, and even support teams. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is how a RAG system works. A RAG system actually has two steps. First step is the data indexing, and the second step is the data retrieval and generation step. In the first step, which is the data indexing step, we upload all the required documents for the RAG system. So that is the first part, which is the data loading. In our example here, let's consider these documents are the resumes of all the candidates that we upload in the Google Drive. Now these documents actually get splitted in this data splitting stage into text chunks, and these text chunks are then converted into vector embeddings in this third step called the data embedding step. Now these vector embeddings are like numerical or digital representations of these text chunks, and once these are converted into the vectors, these are then stored into the vector database. It is in the vector database that we store all this information. The second step is the data retrieval and generation step. In this step, the first step is the user query. Once a user asks a query, let's say in our example, we ask them what is the best candidate for a marketing job. In that case, this user query that we give is converted into a vector embedded format in this stage, and then based on that, it searches in the vector database. So this is the vector database that we have. We already have all the information over there. Now it searches the vector database for the required information, and then based on that, it returns the top chunks that actually matches our query. Now these top chunks are then added as an input to an LLM. The LLM combines the user query and the inputs from the vector database and creates a new smart response for the user. This is the basic workflow or how a RAG system works. So basically it has two steps. One is the data indexing phase where we give all the required documents to the vector database. The second step, when a user requests a query, the query is then converted into the vector embedded format, and then it searches the vector database, and then the top chunks are then returned and fed to the LLM. The LLM creates a smart and correct answer for the user as a response. Now we have covered what is RAG and how it works. Now let's move into the real world use cases, and let's talk about where RAG agents can actually help in your businesses. Starting with the HR, you can automate resume screening, generate the interview questions from a job description, or even let your team ask HR policy questions like what's the leave policy and get the instant answers. In customer support, a RAG agent can act as a smart FAQ board that actually understands your manuals and past tickets, helping customers troubleshoot issues and reducing your support volume. Now, moving into the sales and marketing side, imagine generating tailored proposals based on past deals or quickly pulling insights from competitor research reports. It's like giving your sales team a superpower, right? Now, in the finance or legal department as well, you can search through contracts to find specific clauses or use AI to flag inconsistencies in invoices. devices. No more digging through all these long PDFs and a huge amount of data. Even in your internal operations and IT teams can also benefit from these RAG agents, whether it's helping the staff find the company policies, comparing vendor codes, or answering IT SOP questions like how do I reset this device. The AI can handle all these things if you feed in with the right information. And even for the leaderships like CEOs and managers can get their meeting summaries, board report takeaways, and updates on project decisions just by asking the RAG agent about all these things. In short, any place where your business has documents, emails, SOPs, or reports, a RAG agent can turn them into actionable insights instantly. And let's move into the major question, why businesses should use a RAG agent. It can actually use your own documents as a context. When we use ChatGPT or other LLMs, it doesn't use your own documents as a context, right? And also it has a cutoff time. They doesn't have all the information available. So that is a major advantage of using a RAG agent where it has your own documents as a context. It also reduces repetitive work across different departments. This can increase the accuracy compared to the generic AI, which will give a very general answer when you ask questions. Also, the RAG agent is scalable, which means it can work with PDFs, Word documents, Google Documents, Notion, etc. And the major advantage is the RAG agents can work great with N8N, LangChain, or any other agentic frameworks. Now let's start creating the workflow. As explained before, we have a two-step process for the RAG pipeline. The first is the data indexing part. In this stage, we will have to upload the documents and it gets get into the split into the chunks and the vector embeddings, and then it gets stored into the vector database. Now we have to have a vector database in place. So that's what we are going to do first. So you can actually go to this website called pinecon.io. This is actually a vector database. They provide a vector database for us. You can click on the sign up button and create a vector database. Okay, you can just log in using your email ID, and once login, you can go to these indexes over here and click on this create index button and give a name for your index. I'm going to give here the name of the index as a resumes, and now let us choose the configuration as text embedding 3 small, and then from here let's choose a dimension as 1536 and let's create the index. Okay, now we have created the index. Now let's go back to N8N and start creating the workflow. The first step is we will be adding a trigger manually node. Okay, once we click on this trigger manually node, we will have to get all the resumes from the Google Drive we have created. So let's add a new node which is for getting all the information or the Google Drive where we have all the resumes uploaded. Now let's click on this search and search files and folders action. Okay, now we have to you have to authenticate using your Google account, and then let's click over here called return all the files, and then let's give the folder name where we have the resumes. Okay, now I have the resumes in this folder called resumes, and I'm going to give it like this. So it will all fetch all the resumes from this particular folder. Now let us just execute this step to see if it is all returning. Yeah, so you can see here that these are returning all the information, all that is available in the Google Drive that have where I have all the resumes that I have uploaded now. Okay, we have got almost 47 items from here. Now these are all, if you see the output, we only have ID. Okay, we only have an ID and the name over here. The real files are not downloaded yet. So we need to add another node which can download these files. So let's again add the Google Drive node and choose the action download a file. Now after this, we have to add from here, it's from the ID that we want to download the file, and let's pass on this ID over here. Okay, now we have passed the ID, and let's try execute the step and see whether we are getting all the data over here. Now, this data that we will be getting will be in the binary format. Since there are 47 items, that's why this is taking some time. Let's wait and let's complete the workflow once it's completed. Now here we have received all the datas. Okay. Now after getting all the data, since we have 47 items that we have received as an output, now we need to loop over all these data and then pass it on to the Pinecone vector database. So I'm just going to add a loop node over here. Okay, so I'm adding the loop node over here, and let's add here next the Pinecone vector store, and we want to actually add the documents to the vector store. Let's choose the action add documents to the vector store. Now here you have to create a Pinecone, set up the credential. So what you can do is, I have already set it up. What you can do is you can click on create new credential. Okay, click on create new credential, and here you have to enter the API key. How you can get the API keys? Come to Pinecone and click on this API key tab over here, and then you can actually either create a new API key and just give a name for this. Okay, and then click on create key, and then you will get a key from here. Just copy it and then paste it over there. That's it. So I've already set it up. Okay, and next, coming to the next field, that is what is the operation mode. It's like we have to insert the documents. Now from here you can see what is the index that we have to choose from here. Since we have already created the index called resumes, that's what's showing over here. Click on resumes, and that's it. We have set up the Pinecone vector store. The next step that we have to do is we have to actually add the embedding model that we have to add over here. So let us choose OpenAI embedding model actually. So since if you remember, when we set up the index, we actually choose the configuration as text embedding 3 small. So that same model only you have to choose over here. So make sure you choose text embedding 3 small over here. So that is what we have done here. Now we have to actually add a document data loader. So I'm going to click over here default data loader, and then we are going to choose it as custom, so that we can add a text splitter node over here. We are going to choose a recursive character text splitter. This actually splits the text into chunks by characters recursively. This is the one which is recommended for most of the use cases. So we are splitting the data into chunk size of 1000. Okay, and this, now we have completed this step over here. Now let's execute the workflow, so that all the resumes that I have in this particular folder, which I've already linked over here, is going to be split it into chunks, and then they are converted into vector embedding, and then going to get stored in the vector database in this index that we have created over here. Currently you can see that we don't have any records. Now once we execute this workflow, all this will be converted and then added as vectors over here. Now let me run this execute workflow button over here. But this is going to take some time because it has to download all those and then loop over each one and enter into the vector store. Let's wait until it is completed. Now you can see that it is getting executed. Each it is going over the loop, and then each one is getting added over here. So it has actually looped all the 47 items. Each time it is executed, it is showing like this, and now it says completed the workflow. Now let us go into the Pinecone and see all the vectors that's added over here. So you can see that it is all added in the vector database as well. Now the next step that we have to do is the data retrieval and generation part. Now we have all the information in the vector database. Now once a user asks a query, we have to set up such that the user query is getting embedded, and it searches the vector database and get all the relevant chunks and then combines with the LLM to give us a response. This is the next workflow that we need to create now. Now let's start building that. Now let's add the first step, which is a chat trigger. Okay, so once a chat message is received, we have to next add the agent. Okay, now we have added the AI agent over here, and now we need to add a system message for the agent, that what it is and how it should help us. So we have added here that you are a helpful assistant who finds candidate details based on the job post provided by the user. Now let's connect this agent with the chat model. We are going to use OpenAI's chat model over here. Now let's also add a memory for that. Now it has a memory of up to 5 context window length, so it can remember up to 5 conversations that we have. We are like chatting with the agent. Now next, here in the tools, we need to add a vector store question answer tool over here, and here we have to describe what it is. Use this tool to get any information that the user asks. Now after that, we have to connect it to the vector store, that is our Pine store. Okay, now we have since we have already created the authentication and all, that's already linked over here. Now here you have to choose, like the operation mode is retrieve documents, and now we have to choose from which index we need to retrieve the document. So it's called resume, so I have selected that. Now here we have to add the embedding for that, the same embeddings of OpenAI that we are using. Make sure you choose the correct model over here, which is the text embedding 3 small. Here also we have to connect a model for this tool. And we have connected this model over here. Now the workflow is complete over here. Now let's ask a chat, and then let's see how it is retrieving the information for us. Now let us click on open chat, and I'm going to ask here, can you find me a candidate for digital marketing? Now if you have a detailed job description, you can add that also over here. Let's also add the more job descriptions regarding the job over here, and then ask it. You can see here how the workflow is executing over here. So you can see that it has found some candidates for us from that whole resume database that we have, and sorted out these 3 candidates that matches our job description. So in this way, this can help you in doing a lot of these HR related work, the screening things and all. We can actually automate using this RAG agent. And there you have it, a fully automated HR AI assistant that shortlists candidates straight from the resumes using the power of RAG and NAGEN. Now imagine the time and money you will save when AI does the screening for you 24/7. If this video inspired you to start automating your business, hit the like button and subscribe for more real world AI automation tutorials. And if you are a business owner looking to build custom AI agents for hiring, customer service, or sales, or you want to implement these automations in your business, please reach out to us. We had love to help you to scale smarter. Thank you for watching.